The polling indicates a very close race in Virginia, but can Donald Trump actually win it? What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time to talk about the 2024 presidential election because everyone, Virginia has become a Democrat state in recent years. Obviously, the last time a Republican won at the presidential level was 2004, but according to brand new polling out of the Commonwealth, Donald Trump's within striking distance in Virginia. Now, I'm not saying for sure he's going to win, but with it being this close, and especially the recent polling, there might be a significant possibility that Donald Trump can actually win Virginia. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated, and yeah. Now, I do want to be clear that I'm not saying for 100% certainty that Trump is going to win Virginia. Hell, at the end of the day, I do think Biden is the favorite. But the fact that as of now, and again, we are in June, things could change, but as of June, the middle of June, Donald Trump is only down by 2 points according to the RCP average. Yeah, he's down by 2 points. Just for some context, back in 2020, Biden won the state by over 10 points. So no matter what happens, if we assume the polling as of now is spot on, which we'll get to the historical polling in a second, but if Biden is only winning Virginia by 2, that's an 8-point shift towards Republicans, just in 4 years. That's significant. It doesn't matter if he doesn't win it, but if he somehow can do 8 points better, that is still a massive victory. Now, some people might be saying, well, the polling might be off. This is Virginia. There's no way in hell Biden is only up by 2 points, which, fine. On paper, that's a reasonable argument. But let's just go back to 2021 for the Virginia governorship. And I know, you cannot directly compare a governorship election to the presidential race. Either way, Youngkin was expected to win by just under 2 points. Take a guess how much he won by. Just under 2 points. Let's go back to 2020, right? So we don't have an average because the polling in Virginia, it was scarce. You know, no one expected to be close. Everyone thought, okay, yeah, Trump is going to lose Virginia by double digits. Well, most polling had Biden winning by 11 to 12 points, especially in the final month. Hell, there was one poll that had him at plus 15. Remember, in 2020, Trump won by or lost by 10 points. So the polling back in 2020, it actually, in some cases, overstated Biden by a couple points. So if you take that in account from 2020, there is a possibility that if we have the same error from 2020, which again, that's only a 2 to 3 point miss at most. Well, in Virginia, if they overstate Biden by 2 to 3 points, that would mean, according to that math, Biden would be losing Virginia. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's just keep going. Back in 2016, yes, they overstated Trump slightly by a half a point, right? But still, they were, relatively speaking, spot on. So the polling in Virginia, historically, at least the past 10 years, has either been spot on, or you can argue that in 2020, it slightly overstated Biden. So people cannot just say, well, the polling is going to be off in 2024. Well, no. Virginia is one of those states that historically, at least the past 10 years, the polling has been pretty accurate. All right? There might have been an election here or there that was off, but at least at the presidential level, the polling in Virginia has been damn good. So I don't expect there to be a 10-point miss. I just don't see how that's even possible. This is one of those states where you don't see polling misses that big. You might say a 1-point miss. All right, 1. That's nothing. That's margin of error. The miss that people are talking about, you're talking about one of, if not the largest polling miss in the history of Virginia, at least in recent memory. That's not going to happen. So no matter how you try to cope about it, it doesn't matter. Trump is for sure doing better in Virginia. And when you include RFK, Jill Stein, etc., Biden's lead goes down to just 1.5%. Yeah, 1.5%. It becomes closer. So I do think Virginia, compared to 2020, will be much closer. But we got to talk about how and what's happening in Virginia to cause this sudden surge for Republicans, because this has not been a one-year thing. This didn't start in 2023. Republicans have been surging in Virginia since after 2020. Now let's go back to 2020, right? Donald Trump got absolutely walloped here. He lost by 10 points. And a big reason for that is, one, he did awful in Virginia Beach. I mean, look at this. He did 9 points worse in Virginia Beach compared to 2016. And Virginia Beach is one of those areas that if you want to win as a Republican, especially in the year of 2024, you cannot outright collapse in. But the biggest reason that any Republican, not just Trump, has struggled in Virginia is Northern Virginia, the suburbs of DC, the swamp. Look at Loudoun County. This one county just 20 years ago was a Bush County. Now it voted for Biden by 25 points. Look at Prince William. Biden plus 27. Fairfax. Biden plus 40. This area was way more Republican back then. But in the last 20 to 30 years, it has shifted dramatically Democrat. And people claim it's because of Trump. Did Trump accelerate the trends? Maybe. The reality is, these counties are completely different. Like Loudoun County, for example. This county back in 2000 voted for Bush by like 12 points or whatever. And same thing in 2004. Well, it voted for Biden by 25. You know what happened? This county, well, actually, two things happened. One, this county became way less white. That's a fact. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what Republican you are. A county that goes from 80% white in 2000 to only 50% white in 2020, any Republican would have lost Loudoun County. Hell, Mitt Romney and John McCain lost it. So that's the biggest reason. These counties are not the same. They have become way more, in particular, Asian and way less white. And number two, the population growth in Loudoun County has been insane. Back in 2000, I believe the county had a population of 170,000 people. As of 2020, the population was 420,000 people. Yeah, there's been a massive influx of people into Loudoun County and just Northern Virginia as a whole. And when you combine the fact that it's become way less white, the fact a bunch of people are moving in here and they're not Republicans, where do you think they're from? A lot of them probably work for the government. They're going to be much more Democrat. So you combine all of that. Yeah, it's no surprise that Northern Virginia has taken such a big shift to the left. And the reason that caused Virginia to flip is because it's growing so fast that, well, Republicans can't keep up with it. Yeah, they can do a lot better in places like Smith County, places like Buchanan. But these counties have no people in them. Nova, on the other hand, yeah, they're growing quite fast. And Democrats keep doing better with them. Now, on paper, that should mean that there's no way Republicans can win because, well, if Loudoun County just keeps growing and becomes more Democrat, there is no way it's possible for a Republican to win. Well, before 2021, I was convinced, yeah, maybe in a best case scenario, a Republican could get within 5. But Virginia, I thought was completely gone. And I still think at the end of the day, Biden is favored. But let's look back at 2021, okay? Youngkin was able to win by just under 2 points. Well, guess what he did? He did better in Loudoun County, but look at this. He still lost by 11 points. Look at Prince William. He lost by 15. Look at Manassas. He lost by how much? Yeah, 10 points. So, Youngkin won statewide. Yes, he did a lot better in Loudoun, Prince William, Fairfax, etc. But he didn't win through these counties. He actually won because he was able to maximize rural turnout. Yeah, he did better than Trump in every single county, including places like Lee County. These areas we thought were maxed out. But somehow Glenn Youngkin was able to get these voters out. I mean, just every county he did better than Trump in. Places like Northampton, places like Lancaster, everywhere. Youngkin outran Trump by a lot. And his coalition was actually built off the backs of every part of the state. Not just, oh, Northern Virginia, not just the suburbs. He was able, yes, he did a lot better here, but he won because he was able to get the voters out in the rest of the state. He was able to do a lot better in Virginia Beach, place like Suffolk. That's why he won. This is the blueprint for Republicans in Virginia. Just don't get absolutely killed in Prince William, Loudoun County, and win place like Virginia Beach. And max out turnout in the western part of the state. That's how a Republican can win. That's how Youngkin won. He didn't win just because of the suburbs. Yes, that's a big reason for why he won. But if he got just Trump margins in the western half of the state, there's a good chance that McAuliffe would have won here. That's why, in Virginia, Republicans can still win it. There is the pathway without having to win Loudoun County. They can win through not getting killed in the suburbs and just absolutely running it up in the western half of the state. And I think Trump could for sure do the second part. He's done that before. He was able to do so good in these western counties. The problem is, well, the eastern portion is much more Democrat. Places like Loudoun and places like Henrico. These are counties that if Trump wants to somehow win Virginia, he has to do a lot better in. And here's the thing, though, about Virginia. People don't talk about this enough. The demographics of Virginia actually correlate very well with the groups Trump is doing best with compared to 2020. Black voters, for example. People don't talk about this. Virginia is still a southern state. There are a ton of African-American voters in Virginia. And, well, Trump is doing a lot better with those voters across the board. So if he's doing 20 points better with those voters, what do you think's going to happen in Virginia? I really do think, more than likely, Trump is going to do a lot better in Virginia just because of that. Plus, there might be some signs in Loudoun County that, hey, Democrats might have maxed out in. Because look at this. There were 3.2 million votes in the 2021 Virginia governorship election, which is quite a bit. I mean, 2020, there was what? 4.3 million. So about a million votes less, but for an off-year election like that, that's impressive. Especially compared to 2017. There was, what is that, 2.5 million votes? So Republicans did way better compared to 2017 with much higher turnout. Like, look at Loudoun County. McAuliffe got 89,000 votes. Governor Blackface got 69,000 votes. So this wasn't a scenario where, oh, Democrats, they lost a bunch of votes everywhere. That's why they lost. No. They, in fact, gained 200,000 votes across Virginia. The problem? Republicans gained 500,000. That's why Youngkin won. He won because of the high turnout. That is a good sign for Republicans, because that means, yeah, if they can maximize turnout, maybe in an absolute best case scenario, if you could somehow not get killed in Loudoun County, you could possibly, maybe, just maybe, win the Virginia governorship. And I do think the math is there. Even with Trump, I think that if he could just find a way to not get killed in Loudoun County and Prince William, I think his numbers in the rest of the state are going to be great compared to 2020. But we just got to see what happens. This is one of those states where I could see it having a big shift to the right or no shift at all. And as of now, based on the polling numbers and actually most metrics, yeah, Virginia is going to have a big shift to the right. Is it enough to flip the state? That's questionable. But when you look at the polling numbers, when you look at every other metrics, hell, you look at demographics of Virginia, it really does make sense for why Trump is doing so much better here. It doesn't mean he's going to win it, but there is the pathway. The math is there for Trump to pull off the Youngkin. Not saying he's going to lose Loudoun County by only 10, but it's entirely possible. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.